Hi, it's Kim Ingleby from Energised Performance. So this is part 2 of just some basic postural and core exercises. So Holly's kindly come back to demonstrate. We're going to go through 5 or 6 key exercises that are very simple, very effective to improve your posture and flatten your core muscles. You don't need any kit. You might just want to have a mat to protect your lower back if you need that, but you can just take a towel or lie onto the carpet in your front room, wherever is comfortable for you. Okay, so we're just going to come down onto the mat. If you're not sure what we're talking about, have a look at the first part where we went through the different muscles and 3 top tips to improve your posture. These are the exercises that complement the different muscles. So to start with, we're going to do a basic crunch. So Holly's going to take her hands behind her head, just resting the weight of the head into the hands so the neck's nice and relaxed. Then she's going to have a fist distance between her chin and chest, and she's just going to come up into a basic crunch. So as she comes up, she squeezes as she comes up, pulling the core muscles in, and then she tries to keep that tension as she goes down. So just going to do a few of these. This one particularly works that 6-pack muscle, but it can also work the lower transverse abdominis and even the pelvic floors if you've got good control. The higher up you come, the more you're going to work it, and you can vary it between doing quick reps and slow reps. So you can rest there, Holly. Do you feel that? You've got the sun in your eyes, which is very nice that it's sunny. So that is the crunch. You do that 15 to 20 reps, 2 to 3 times, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So that's the first 6-pack muscle. Next exercise is working this lower transverse area. So it's a lower leg cycling exercise. So Holly's going to lift up her legs. Hands are going to be palm up so that she can't grip. Now, if you've got a lower back problem, you want to just be mindful of this, and if you feel any strain more on the back than the front, then just rest. So you're going to cycle the legs out, low and slow. The slower and lower you go, the more effort you're going to have. And the postural muscles are largely slow twitch muscles, so you want to work them slowly so that they engage the whole time and give you good posture. So as Holly's cycling, you can see that her core is really strong and she's pulling in, but you're not getting any muscle kind of popping up. You may find if you're weaker that as you cycle the legs, the tummy muscles almost feel like they're bulging out. If that happens, take the legs a little bit higher and really focus on pulling that area in. Do the same if you find your lower back is arching up. You can rest on it. Thank you. So that's exercise 2, lower leg cycling. And you cycle for about 30 seconds, 3 times to start with, building up to 60 seconds if you can. Holly's good at this one. Okay, exercise 3, this is for the waist, so for your obliques. So you're just going to do a side crunch to start with, not with the legs up. So same setup, head relaxed into your hands, fist distance between your chin and chest, lower core engaged, pelvic floor switched on if you can engage it all together, and then coming up into a side crunch. So she's coming up and then across to the opposite knee. Keeping that tension on the way down. Now some of you might find that you've got a little bit more mobility, so you'll be able to come higher up and be able to reach further across, and that's absolutely fine. So from there, if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you can lift both legs up. That's it. So lifting them from there and then coming up and going across from there. Keeping the core nice and tight on the way up and on the way down. If you have the flexibility, Holly's a little bit restricted, but if you did, you'd take the legs straight up in the air. But for now, this is appropriate for Holly. Okay, and you can rest. So you would do about 10 to 15 reps on each side, 2 times, 3 times if your obliques can feel that. Could you feel that? Mm-hmm. Yeah? So that's the front. Then we're going to roll over onto lying on your front, so you're going to work the back muscles. Now when you're doing your core muscles, it's really common that you forget about the back muscles, but they all link to the front. So if you want to look really good and you want to have strong posture, you need to do a couple of back exercises. Holly's having a little rest, that's fine. But now, I'm going to ask her to do a back alternate. So this is going to work the little muscles that stabilise the spine. So her hands are out in front of her, and she's going to lift her right arm and her left leg gently off the ground, pause for a second and then back down. So you're going to do about 5 on this side. Now what I would be looking for is to see that all of those muscles are activating at the same time, nice and balanced. If you can, you would then pull in the core as you raise the diagonal up. And then she'll switch onto the other side. And she may notice, or I may notice, that one side feels a little bit more balanced than the other, and you obviously want to do a few more reps on the side that feels weaker. Okay, thank you, Holly. So overall, you do 10 reps on each side, 2 sets. Then you're going to go into a dorsal raise, which will work into the lower back and the glutes. So she's going to take her hands to the temples in her head. Head stays looking down, and just gently lift the body off the ground and back down. So she's going to breathe out as she comes up, in as she goes back down, trying to switch on her glutes at the same time. So bum muscles, really important postural muscle as well. If you can't get very high at all, that's fine. Holly's got a good range of movement there. So you're looking for this area to work. Just a couple more. Breathing in. This also stretches out the front and works the lower core. Okay, and relax. So you can come up sitting, Holly. How did you find those exercises?
Good.
Yeah? So just to summarise, you would do crunches. So that's for this 6-pack muscle. Then you do lower leg cycling. So that's with the legs out, lower back supported, for this transverse abs, which links into the lower back, always being aware of your pelvic floors. Then you come into the oblique crunch, so you're going sideways, up and rotating, lifting the legs if you want to, then rolling onto your front, back alternates, or you might know them as Supermen. So right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, and then into dorsal raises, so hands by your temples, coming up from there. And if it's one-sided, then you'll do 10 on each side twice, and if it's a single one, you do 20 reps 2 to 3 times, and then you progress from there. And if you do that 2 or 3 times a week, it'll only take you about 10 minutes, and you'll really see a difference in your posture and your flatter tummy. So you're going to do that? Yeah,
Definitely.
oh, brilliant. So that's Kim Ingleby with her brilliant client Holly from Energised Performance, and we shall be doing a few more advanced exercises soon, so log on to download them. Thank you.